Greetings YouTube! This is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001, and I have a custom for VJ Beal 96. That is a weird name. Anyway, it's Silver Sonic, or Mecha Sonic, the penultimate boss from Sonic 2, whichever name you like better. Okay, so to make this guy fit in scale with the 3-inch Sonic line, he had to be appropriately big. I picked the classic Sonic, the 5-inch classic Sonic, which is actually 4¼ inches tall, as the base body. As you can see, I've already removed the head. Let's do a little bit of talking about this head for just a minute. In the video game, and in the comic book actually, Silver Sonic has a single row of blade-like spines that goes down the middle of his head and back. Ideally, to recreate this, I would have cut off Sonic's spines, sanded his head round, and then fabricated those new blade spines. Unfortunately, this head isn't really good for that. It can be built on. As you can see, I've given him some screws and bolts. The ones on his face are made out of the pleats, the little nubs from the tops of Knuckles' shoes, while the bigger screws on his spines are made out of craft foam and a hole puncher. But the head is hollow and made of a very thin, soft vinyl material. It can be added to, it's easy to paint, and I think it can even be sculpted on a little bit, but this cannot be cut into. Its structural integrity would be compromised if I were to try and cut anything away from it, because it's just too thin and soft. So I would have to settle for a repaint, which is, what I did. He has silver, because the character's silver, and he has that really cool, creepy Cylon-esque mono eye thing going on. I like that. That's a cool effect. So, next we move on to the body, which is a perfect ball. It's a spherical body with bits sticking off of it. It's really kind of funny looking. So I didn't cut off the back spines, but I did sculpt on a pair of screws, as you do. And I also built up the chest. I gave him a little hydraulic piston coming out from the middle of the chest, in hopes that it would look like it connects to his chin once it's been reattached. It's just for the appearance of it. It's not actually functional, of course, because it's only a toy. And it's all silver now. If the body looks a little weird, that's because only the chest plate and the spines are really clean silver. For the rest of it, I painted it black first, and then put a slightly thinner layer of silver on top of it. This is to create like a dirty, greasy metal look. Like those are the internal hydraulic components, and they're covered with lubricating oil. That's the thing I was going for. The outer armor is clean and polished, but the inner stuff is much more mechanical looking. At least that's what I was going for. I also did some heavy sculpting on the arms. This does limit the articulation a little bit. Like, there's no more wrist joint for one thing. And the elbow doesn't bend quite as much. It still bends, but it only gets now maybe instead of 90 degrees of play like the original figure did, it now gets maybe 80, 75 degrees. But it still looks cool. Upon painting, it's the same as the body. It's the outer armor components are silver, but if you look at the upper arm, you can see it has that same black wash effect where I painted it black and then put a thinner layer of silver on top. And yeah, that's mechanically stuff. It's my first time really trying an effect like this, and I think I got it good, but let me know how I do. Ugh, the lag on this computer mincing the end of my sentences. Anyway, let's move on to the legs. Same as the arms, they're sculpted over. There's no more ankle joint, and this thing never had a knee joint. So, yeah. But, it'll still move at the hip, so that's good. Yeah, a lot of armor there, a couple of screws on the side, a wheel on the heel, and then I painted it up. Same as the arms and the rest of the body. It's mostly done up in a very simple silver, although the foot itself is red. And the upper leg is done with my new dirty metal look. You know, first painted black, then painted a thin layer of silver on top. And those are the legs. So with all the parts completed, let's see what the whole looks like. Argle fargle blargle. I'm sorry, I was completely lost in how awesome this thing is. Look at that! God, I just want to eat it up! Oh man, look at that thing. Look at how silver and shiny it is. Ooh, I love this thing. This is probably one of my favorite creations. This is only the first time I've ever made a custom using the 5-inch Classic Sonic, but holy crap do I love how it came out! The only thing that could make this cooler would be, oh, I know! Making a Generations parody using Silver Sonic Mark III! Oh my god, if I sit here I'm just gonna keep on making these weird grunting noises, so I'm gonna cut off for now so you can just admire the picture.